is a lifestyle which is slowly destroying young Muslim men. It doesn't feel dangerous because it feels comfortable. You wake up late, you consume content, you avoid difficult tasks, you neglect your responsibilities. In case if you don't know me, my name is Irfan Girei. My mission is to help young Muslim men become closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by being disciplined, ambitious, and living with intention. I've served as an imam for the last 2 years and I've memorized half of the Qur'an by the permission of Allah. And in this video, I'm gonna help you get out of the endless rut that I've also faced in my journey. About 2 weeks ago, I was in this extreme rut, although I said I was in this extreme season. And during that time, remember, that was one of the most stressful moments of my life when I would just constantly be picking my phone, watching content to content to content. I was changing my schedule from this schedule to the next. I was changing my strategy to like my work and everything. And majority of the times I felt bad, I felt awful because of these things. And the reason is because there's this thing called cognitive dissonance. You feel bad, you feel very, very bad. You start to feel awful a lot, like 24 hours. Whenever you think about these things you're supposed to do and you don't do those things, you feel very, very awful. And during that period, I remember I would watch this video, and I have so many like resume of track records of being in a rut so many times. And that was the last time I had a rut, and I was like, nothing. I just have to get up, and I pushed myself up and went back, started to work. And I was talking to myself, like, what are the reasons, what are the causes of this rut? Like, what I mean by rut is like you be overstimulated, you sit down and like constantly it's as if you are decaying into like the dopamine and everything. So if you're a young Muslim who's struggling with discipline, consistency, and distractions in your life, I've got a free gift for you. I'm offering a completely free one-to-one strategy call where I'll look at your specific problem, see how we can improve and create an actionable step-by-step plan for you. And before you skip the video, it's completely free. Again, no payments, no sign-ups, nothing. Just you and me. If you're interested, it will be linked down below. Let's get back to the video. There are about 3 causes to my knowledge. The first one is there are about 3 reasons, 3 causes. There are about 3 causes of this ruts based on my journey. The first one is speaking too much. When you have a goal and you speak about it to your friends and maybe you write it down, you journal about your thoughts, you visualize, you speak to this in your wall and all these things. I notice doing those things, it saps away your discipline. It just removes everything. It just saps everything away. And I have many stories where I will paste goals on my wall. You see like 5 or 6 goals. I'm like thinking about the goals every single day, thinking I would use discipline on those goals. And a lot of the time, I just relax. It's as if I was just injected with like a laziness potion. I'm telling you. And I used to blame evil eye for a long time, saying that I was disciplined and then I was undisciplined and I entered into a rut. So there must be someone who maybe cast a spell. That kind of this rubbish. And don't get me wrong, like evil eye is true, but don't like it's a very minor portion. I think one scholar, I think it's Bilal Asad, he says that only 3 times in the history of Islam, that maybe the time of the Prophet ﷺ, just 3 times that evil eye happened. Just 3 times, imagine, and you're saying like, I must have an evil eye. No. Majority of the time, it's not like evil eye. So the first thing is speaking too much. When you speak too much, your ego gets inflated. You feel happy. You feel like the thing is that there are 2 mental currencies. When you think about doing the work, doing the Qur'an, doing like hard work, and you think about and you actually do the thing, it actually costs the same mental currency. So thinking about this thing, speaking to your friends about this thing, like visualizing about this thing, it just saps away your mental currency to the point that you'll be like, I don't even have the energy to do any of these things. Okay, so speaking too much, this is one of the biggest causes I observed that causes a rot. The second thing, over optimization. And I'm proud to this myself, and alhamdulillah, inshallah, we'll fix it. I've been fixing this. The thing is, I optimize the thing. I kind of overthink sometimes, so I will try to optimize for the best quality, best listings. And right now it's actually 2 p.m. I was supposed to be recording at 1 p.m. And in the past, I used to think like when I don't record in the morning, when I don't have like my morning coffee, I don't like exercise, I don't take a cold shower, I don't like the sunlight and have X amount of sleep. I was just adding so much more conditions to just have like perfect. And I'll post a YouTube video and I'll get like about maybe 10 views, 20 views. I'll be like so much more agitated. And right now I realize that regardless of all these things, like it does add up, it does help. Like having exercising, it does help. Having good sleep, it does help. But the thing is that it doesn't push the needle like very far. That's the thing. So stop optimizing. Like there was a time I created like a full guide on sleep, and I was just optimizing my sleep, saying that I need to read, I need to journal, I need to have this exact cycles of sleep so that I would wake up and not feel And I used to teach this thing, don't get me wrong. But at some point, you just have to let go of all this about optimization. Sometimes when a friend comes to mind with a big problem, like it's a huge problem, I would just be getting agitated, I would stress, I would get angry, and when he leaves and I cannot sleep because I'm angry, like sometimes I just get up and just eat food, which makes the sleep worse, and just like that. So stop over optimizing. The analogy usually I used to give is that until I used to over optimize, like when starting out, you don't need to over optimize anything. Just do the thing. That's the thing. Just do the thing. Anything that's not the thing is not the thing. Simple. You cannot say, okay, if I like, because you become so much more fragile when you are just over optimizing things. You just becomes very fragile. It's very easy to beat you. Like if there's a competition, it's very easy to beat you. And I have a friend of mine who was like, I need to memorize at X amount of time. If I don't memorize at this time, my brain is not optimal, and if I don't memorize the Qur'an at that time, I will not memorize at the end of the time. I just have to have this perfect, like kind of doing this kind of perfectionism, and which ruins every single person. I'm telling you, people like in the internet, you see and they will say like they have a morning routine, and then they would crack eggs, and then they would all this. Forget about these people. I promise you, they can do it in their own stage. But right now, as a beginner, as a young man, you don't need any of this about optimization. You can still work, you can still do your Quran, you can still learn Arabic, you can still improve yourself at the worst possible scenario. Although your output will not be the same as the person optimized, don't get me wrong, but you're in this level 1 and he's in level 10. Okay? Then there's another analogy that I used to say that you're fighting a bear with a stick, while person level 10 is fighting a dragon with a sword. That's the thing, and he's much more equipped, but the dragon is stronger than the bear. But you have to face the bear with your sticks. Okay, so you have to improvise and do all these things with the level right now, and then you can start optimizing later on. But don't optimize, especially at this stage. The third thing is no clear mission. And I noticed this in myself. Whenever I don't have a big task, for example, I used to post like full guides on my channel. I posted the very first full guide, which is a massive project for me. It was very difficult. And now looking back at it, I was thinking like I can create the same thing right now in just one day. But it took me about 4 weeks to produce that. So like about 3 hours video. And the video was not that good actually, but it was very, very good. Those kind of full guides, that's when I would sleep less and I would work more. I would be doing so much more. I would be so much more disciplined. I'm forgetting about my phone most of the time when I'm having these big projects. And when I just uploaded the video. I was so relaxed, and I just have to record one YouTube video. It's not a long time, so those kind of things. So when and I also did the sleep guide, and recently I did a very, very big project, which is a 4-hour consistency guide. From that point, I realized that I need to constantly be putting myself into this battlefield. Okay, there are certain people, don't get me wrong, when they do a hard work and they accomplish it, they'll maintain. But for me, like when I achieve a hard work, I have to put another hard work again, because when I celebrate and I will just start to get deeper and deeper, and I'll be like, I've already accomplished. So keep on adding the work, keep on adding the hard work, the difficulty, the mission, and feeling the mission of conquering these things. That is what will help me. And like the best thing, when I complete a video game, I don't play that game anymore. I'm like, I've already played everything, so I need to constantly be putting this hard work for myself. This is the kind of things. And so look at all these three things: speaking about your goal too much. And let's look at all the three things. The first one is speaking about your goal too much. And let's talk about this thing. Like there's the quotes by Ryan Holiday. He says, "People who know don't speak. People who speak don't know." That's the thing. Like I found this is a very good quote in like Ego is the Enemy. People who speak don't know, and who don't know. People who don't know. People who what's the quote again? I forgot the quote. People who know don't speak, and people who speak don't know. That's the quote. So the three things: speaking too much, over optimizing, and also no clear mission. These are the three causes of having a rot. At least it's based on my own journey. And I don't know if there's another thing. Maybe if you implement these things, and if there's another thing that you're not be able to fix this rot, then just let me know, because I will kind of do my own research and find a way to help you. I would like to end with the humble quotes. Too much attention makes a donkey think is all I am. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for watching. And don't forget your one-to-one strategy call, which will be linked down below. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us all in our journey. And I'll see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.